the design that we are doing, which is kind of, okay, it has a European flavor, no doubt. But it's still it's a combination of Koreanness and Europeanness maybe, and I think it's also quite an interesting mixture. So in a way, you know, when I go there, automatically you absorb a lot of the Korean culture, or you know, I've been there very, very often now, and every time I go, I learn something, and I learn something more about the diversity of the country and the culture and everything. The modern world, the traditional world, the modern traditional world. It's very interesting. But also another aspect is that design has become very global. Mm-hmm. So it's you know, you use the iPhone
and the Japanese camera.
And the Japanese camera. But what kind is that Japanese design, or is it world design, or this one it's an American product, but it's not American looking. It has its people like it all over the world, and so I think that especially in our case, things have changed a bit. Of course, from the old traditional brands, an Italian car is an Italian car. It must be an Italian car or a German car. For as Korea does not have this kind of car tradition or car history, I don't think it's so much necessary to really put so much emphasis on that it is Korean. Mm-hmm. Of course, there is a lot of Korean pride in it, and Koreans are very clever and active in you know, expanding their business and building factories in China and in Russia and in Europe, in the Czech Republic, in Slovakia, in USA, in South America, in India. So there is a lot power behind it, and that is more, for me, in a positive way, the Koreanness that's in there, rather than so much in the design. Mm-hmm. I think there is a K factor, even if the K factor this word wouldn't exist if the Japanese would not have some times the J factor. Now, since I work for KIA, I see a lot of different things. I see the modern sort of world with the lights and the plastic and everything, and going very fast and day and night, and lights, you know, light advertisements everywhere, neon, and there is the other world of like things being made from wood and like remote forests or gardens with Buddha in it and things like this. But there is also another modern world that bases on the traditions that I have realized and found out in art and in architecture. So I got known, I met architects and artists in Korea that kind of have the traditional roots, but that make very modern stuff. And this is for me an interesting aspect of translation of something that is rooted in the tradition and in the culture into the modern world, or transferred to the modern world. So the K factor or whatever, you know, this kind of Korean culture, it takes place in different levels or in different areas, but which is very interesting, and there's a lot of contrast also. that's not the point. This is not how we discuss. Of course, they want. If you would discuss this way, they would probably say we want more modern. You know, the Korean way of thinking is very, say, digital, very black and white. So yes or no, or black or white. And so of course, they want to progress, and they want to be up to date with the benchmark companies. As I say, but also there is the Korean pride in it. I think that the work that I'm doing somehow it also has a certain effect on the maybe on the other companies as well. It's always I think also for them probably they cannot avoid, because they see our cause, so they cannot delete this impression out of their heads. It's the same for me. If I see other things, I cannot delete it out of my head. I have it in there. And so there is always an influence. You cannot avoid it. Things you have seen once, you cannot on purpose delete out of your head. Like a computer could do it. You know, could say delete please this and this and this. In a brain you can't do it. This is like the story when I promise you will find a 20 million treasure in a certain place. You only have to dig it out. The only thing is you must not think about a crocodile when you do it. Okay. Some things that you see, they influence you and you cannot take it away. And this way I think that every work that designers do is influencing the others somehow. Good or not a good influence. Yeah, it's a bit, for me it's a bit difficult in an interview to comment about this. I think what is good about the relation or about the difference between Hyundai and Kia is that there is a definite difference. The way I look at Kia is I try to do it very clean, and I think Hyundai needs to be a bit more fluid, of course. And I think you could do it. You can do lean design more in say the Kia way, but you could do it also in a more fluid way. It's possible.
But it also can be lean.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.